Hi, I'm Karlene. I'm an immigration attorney, and today I want to talk to you about how to switch from an H-1B visa to an EB-5. I'm going to explain to you the differences between the visas and how one may help the other. By the end of this video, you'll be able to understand how you can maintain H-1B status and at the same time apply for EB-5, and what you need to do in order to apply for EB-5 if you're in H-1B status. They're totally different visas. I'll be able to explain to you what you need to do and how to navigate both visas. So what is the difference, the main difference between the H-1B visa and the EB-5? Well, the H-1B visa, as you know, is a temporary visa for 3 years, and then upon renewal, another 3 years, so for 6 years. The EB-5 visa is a permanent visa. Once you apply for the EB-5, you can get your permanent residence and you can remain in the United States. So you need a sponsor, you need to be a professional for you to have this H-1B visa. Once you get the H-1B visa, you may work in the United States, but it's temporary. You need to return to your home country. But let's say while you're on the H-1B visa and you decide that you want to become a permanent resident and you happen to have $1,050,000. If you're in that situation and you want to invest in a company to get your EB-5, you may do so. Remember that the EB-5 doesn't give you status. What gives you the status is your H-1B visa. So you need to maintain your H-1B visa, and while you're in the H-1B visa, you may apply for the EB-5. Let's just say that the H-1 visa expires and the EB-5 has not yet been approved. Then you need to leave the United States or extend your H-1B visa. And once you do that, you can wait for the EB-5 to be approved. Sometimes the EB-5 may take 2 years to be approved, sometimes 3 years, sometimes 4 years. In that case, you still need to maintain status in the United States. If you find yourself in a situation where you cannot renew your H-1B visa, then leave. Leave the United States and keep the EB-5 process going. And once the EB-5 process is approved, then you can apply for your permanent residence. Remember again, the EB-5 alone does not give you status. So the H-1B visa is a temporary visa and the EB-5 is a permanent visa. You can apply for the EB-5 if you are on an H-1B. You just have to be careful because if your H-1B expires, you need to leave the country in order to continue with your EB-5 visa. Remember that the EB-5 leads to permanent residence. The H-1B is only temporary and you need to leave the United States or extend your visa once you're on the H-1B visa. The H-1B visa is not extendable for the rest of your life. You can extend it twice, but after that you need to leave the United States or try to find another visa while you wait for the approval of the EB-5. Now remember that once the EB-5 is approved, the petition of the EB-5 Part 1, which is a petition, is approved, then you can apply for your permanent residence. At that time, you will not need the H-1B anymore. Once you file for your permanent residence with the EB-5 petition, you can stay in the United States legally and you can get away, you can withdraw the H-1B visa because you don't need it anymore because you're going to become a permanent resident. Now, what happens if the children are below 21? Well, they too can apply for the permanent residence. But if you're in a situation where you applied for the EB-5 visa, your child was under 21, but by the time it gets approved, your child is over 21. What do you do in that situation? Well, since you applied for your child while he was under 21 under the EB-5 visa, once it gets approved, you can still apply for his permanent residence. And that's great news because in most cases you can't do that, but in this situation you can. So remember, if you are in this situation where your child is 20 or 19, 20 and is going to be 21, make sure you apply for your EB-5 before the child reaches 21 years of age because then he'll be out of the petition entirely. So remember now, for the H-1B visa, you needed a sponsor. Do you need a sponsor for the EB-5? No, you do not. Remember that the EB-5 is an investment, your personal investment to become a permanent resident. So while you are waiting for the EB-5 to be approved, you can continue to work in the H-1B capacity until the expiration of your visa. I hope you understood the differences now between the H-1B visa and the EB-5. If you have any more questions, follow us on this channel and we can help you. I'm Karlene Punancy. I'm an immigration attorney for 35 years and I can help you to navigate the immigration law in the United States. Our next video is available. Follow the link above or look at the description below and we'll be able to help you to continue learning more about the H-1B and the EB-5 visa.